Hi, Taryn. So while we're waiting for everyone to get on, let me say this. Last night I was burning some candles from burnt. Wait a minute, burnt. Burnt candle culture. Taryn, what is the name of it? Burnt. Yes, the Hill Baby shirt, courtesy of the one and only Melissa Smothers. Taryn, shout out your candle company, please. Burnt, I believe, burnt candle culture, isn't it? Burnt culture, burnt. This is so embarrassing. Let me say this. I was burning a candle. Burnt Culture Company. There we go. Girl, I had to work. Burnt Culture Company, baby. I was burning the butter love. Listen to me, y'all. If you do not have you some butter love up in your household, I ain't coming over ever. Okay? All right? So, give a Burnt Culture Company. Get you some butter love. I was burning some last night, right? Taryn. London comes into my room and she goes, it smells amazing in here. And I was like, oh, that's Taryn's candle. Right? So she says, Taryn? Who's Taryn? Delaney looks at her and she says, catch up, dummy. She was like, Taryn, come on. You don't know who Taryn is? Come on. Yes, but yes, get you some butter love from Burnt Culture Company. There we go. All right, y'all. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to Unworthy Anonymous. My name is Coach Stephanie Ray, and I am recovering from unworthiness. I want to talk to y'all about what it means to be unworthy. I want to talk to you about how unworthiness affects your life. And more importantly than that, I'm going to give you 12 steps that I followed myself, still do, to recover from being unworthy and walk into the life that I want for myself. And every day I get better and better at it, okay? So it's your turn. First, I want to talk to you about this guy. I don't think people truly understand how the depths of unworthiness. And I'm going to take my time with this. Y'all be patient with me. Y'all know I don't really like write notes and stuff. I got some notes. I wrote down my 12 steps, but that's all I got for y'all, okay? Everything else, I say a prayer, I meditate before I go live, and I just ask God to use me, okay? So y'all be patient with me, goddamn. All right? Okay. All right. So let me talk about this. Unworthiness. Unworthiness is the belief that you are not capable of having, being, or doing something. That something is impossible for you or too hard for you. And it plays a part in your life in a lot of different ways. Of course, I'm sure all of us know that you can feel unworthy of love, right? We know that, right? We know you can feel unworthy of that, but what about feeling unworthy about more tangible things, like buying a house, like making 6 figures a year on a job, like learning a new skill? Unworthiness, get it straight, is anything, anytime you feel that you are incapable of doing, having, or being something. It all goes back to a belief somewhere inside of you that you are not worthy of having that thing. Now, there's a lot of different ways that we come to the conclusion that we are unworthy of something. The first and probably most prevalent way, really, is our own life experiences. Okay? The life experiences that taught us that, oh, well, you failed at this business, so don't even try to start another business because you're not worthy of being successful in business. You already proved that. You failed at the last one. Or maybe it was marriage. I'm not even going to try to fall in love ever again because the first one was such a disaster. I no longer feel like I'm worthy. And you might not consciously register it to unworthiness, but I'm here to let you know that's what it is. It's the belief that something is impossible for you, too hard for you, that you are not good enough, you are not equipped enough, you are not capable enough to have, be, or do that thing. That is unworthiness. So life experiences plays a part in it. Life's rules. I want to talk about this. Life's rules. You know, the rules that say if you want to have a good job, then you got to have a good education. So now you go through life feeling like, well, I dropped out of college. I can never be CEO of this company. I can never work my way up the ladder. I'm not worthy of it. Or maybe life rules that tell you, you know, you'll never be a homeowner because you got bad credit. So you just hold on to that. I can't buy a house. I'm not worthy enough to own a house. Sometimes it's other people's beliefs that make you believe that you are unworthy. Other people's beliefs. Beliefs like, oh, you can't go to that Ivy League school. That's for white people. Go black girls, don't go to Harvard, honey. Stuff like that, right? Maybe your uncle telling you, oh, they ain't gonna give you no loan for no business loan. Who you think you are? You're not gonna get a loan for a business. Other people's beliefs. Maybe it's criticism. Criticism makes you feel unworthy, like the math teacher who told you you suck at math, you'll never be good at numbers. You should. So now you won't do anything with numbers. You shy away from anything, even though you got a calling in your life that involves numbers. Or maybe it was like me, having a mother who told you you should never take pictures. Sometimes it comes from exposure. Exposure to things like your environment that you grow up in. If you grow up in a poor environment, statistically, you are more likely to remain poor. Lack of exposure to opportunities, lack of exposure to the world, that things are much bigger than you your little neighborhood, your household, and how things have always been done. See, exposure is why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. See, rich people, they mingle around more rich people. See, it's hard to believe that you can buy $100 million house when you live in the hood, and all your friends and aunties and everybody you know live in the projects. $100 million house. That sounds outrageous. But when you're around rich people, $100 million house, that sounds like, oh, that's my second house. You know, that's the second house. That's the summer home. You know, so it's exposure to things. The truth is, there is nothing that is off limits to you. It feels so good just to tell you that. There is nothing that is off limits to you. That's the truth. So let's get into these 12 steps so that you can learn to uncover that and walk in that truth of knowing that there is nothing that is off limits to you. Step number 1 is to take inventory of your life. I want you to understand that every single piece of your life today, every piece of it, is a reflection of what you believe you are worth. Every single piece of it. The house you live in, the car you drive, the number on the scale, your marriage or your singledom, your relationship with your family, your friendships, your job, your career, the success of your business, the balance in your bank account, your debt, all of it is a reflection of what you believe you are worth. People ask me about, Baba Belly, like, how did I work so hard? How did I go so hard for it? Once you know what you are worth, see, I knew that I was worth this. So the getting to this part wasn't the hard part. The hard part came before I even started to get to this. It was in convincing myself that I was worthy of it. That was the hard part. So look around at your life and understand every single piece of it is a reflection of what you believe you are worthy of at this moment. Understand that your life can never exceed your belief about your worth. I actually had somebody who tried to argue with me about this because I said this before. And it says, the Bible says that he will give you exceedingly abundantly beyond what you believe. Yes. But you can't get there. Let me just explain to you. I knew I was $1 million earner day one. I told y'all saw the banner. I made my banner on day one that said $1 million in commissions. My first day, hung it up on my wall. Okay? I told you all that. The exceedingly abundantly part wasn't that I made more money than I thought I would. No, because I knew I would make that. The exceedingly abundantly part came in the impact. It came in the fulfillment. I never saw it coming. I never imagined I would cry every day because somebody's thanking me for helping change their life. I never expected to get videos from people's kids saying, thank you for helping my mommy change my life. Never thought that. I never thought that it wouldn't be a day where I wouldn't get a package from somebody to thank me for the impact. People send me notes saying, I'm off of my metformin now because of this product. See, that was the exceedingly abundantly part that I didn't see coming. Not the money part. Okay. So I want to be clear about that. I want you to ask yourself, am I living the life I desire? Am I living the life I desire? So while you're taking stock of your life and where you're at now, this is my level of belief right now. Is this what I actually want for myself? Is this what I actually desire? What is it that I desire? What do I believe is out of reach, impossible, or too hard for me? What do you think is out of reach, impossible, or too hard for you? What do you want for yourself? If there was no logic involved, if there was no reasoning involved, if there was no criticism, no judgment, what do you want for you? I want you to take stock of that. Take inventory. Write it all down. Write it all down. It don't got to make sense. It don't got to be reasonable, rational, or logical. Just know what you want. Okay? Number 2, I want you to acknowledge your thoughts. A belief is a thought that is thought to be true. What are you thinking? When you think of something that you want, that you desire for yourself, what is your knee-jerk reaction to that thing? I would love to be in a healthy, loving relationship. Knee-jerk, but all men cheat, so fuck it. Is that your reaction? I would love to open up my own restaurant. Knee-jerk, but I can't get approved for a business loan. Is that it? What are your criticisms and limits that you've put on your life? What are the criticisms and the limits that you have put on your life? I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not healthy enough. I'm not fit enough. I'm not knowledgeable enough. I don't speak good enough. I don't look good enough. What are the criticisms and the limits that you have put on your life? What have you convinced yourself is true when it comes to the things that you desire? What core beliefs do you have that reinforce that you are incapable, unable, or that something is unattainable for you? What are your core beliefs? Core beliefs, you got to have good credit to buy a house. Core belief, I don't make enough money for that. Core belief, I'm not a good speaker, so I can't be like her and talk to people. What is your core beliefs? What are your core beliefs? Core beliefs about relationships, about finances. Core belief about finances, one of the ones I always talk about people saying is, I don't have enough money for that. I can never buy that. Money is hard to make. You got to work really hard to make money. Those are core beliefs. You might think they're true. A belief is a thought that you think is true. That's what a belief is. It's a belief, it's a thought that is thought to be true. That's your core belief. Number 3, I want you to recognize your behavior. One of my favorite quotes says, there is no secret. One's behavior will not reveal? What does your behavior say about your unworthiness? Actually, I'm going to share this with y'all because my journey in understanding unworthiness and studying unworthiness, it actually stemmed from a big realization about my behavior. So I was dating, right? I was feeling great. I had really thought that this one guy, like, oh, he's it. He could be it. He could be it. And I was really, really excited. And so, and at the time, I was losing weight. I was exercising every day. I was doing so good. I was feeling great. I was on cloud nine. Nothing could stop me until that relationship didn't turn out how I thought it was. I actually found out he was engaged. So I found out he was engaged, and I had enough self-esteem and enough self-confidence to be like, oh, hell no, I'm not dealing with this, and I'm not even going to worry about this because he lost out, not me, right? I'm fucking amazing. Hello? This is his loss, right? I knew that. But I noticed, and I told a girlfriend of mine, I don't know what's wrong with me. Can't stop eating now. And like I just kept eating. I started working out. I was eating and everything. And so I stopped one day. I was just like, what the fuck is going on with you? What's going on with you? And I wasn't carrying any hurt or anything about that not working out. It really, for me, felt like good riddance, right? It really did. I had got to that point, but I think that I could have also been disappointed so much by that time that it was like, whatever. Nothing new here. Okay. Core belief. Ding ding. Okay. And so I sat down and I said, what is going on? And you know what? I remember something that I read in a book about unworthiness. Unworthiness is an addiction. That's why I call this anonymous. That's why I called this Unworthy Anonymous. Feelings of being unworthy is an addiction. The scary part about it is that the only reason why you are unworthy of having all of the things that you want and desire in your life is because you feel unworthy. You believe that you are unworthy. That's the only reason. But as long as you carry that belief that you are unworthy, your behavior will always reinforce your unworthiness. I want you to understand that. Your behavior will always reinforce your unworthiness. So, why did I start eating? Why did I fall off my game after finding out, no, he's engaged? Why? Because here I go. I have to prove to myself that I am unworthy of love. That is the danger of carrying unworthiness and not being aware that you are. So, and it applies all across the board. When you are carrying an unworthiness about something, your behavior will reinforce your unworthiness. So, you want to buy a house? You need to save $20,000. You're going to go out. If you believe that you are unworthy of it, you're going to go out and you're going to spend $20,000. You're going to spend that money, not save it. And then you're going to prove to yourself. Because see, your beliefs, your behavior always reaffirms your beliefs. So if you believe you are not worthy of coming out of debt, you are not worthy of having a successful business. I see this all the time. I see people making a whole lot of money that all of a sudden, scared, it just stopped. What happened? Oh, they reminded themselves that they weren't worthy of this shit. That's what happened. They reminded themselves that they weren't worthy. That is why lottery winners go broke within 2 years of winning hundreds of millions of dollars. Because that core belief inside of them that says, you're not worthy of being a multimillionaire. You're not worthy of a life of luxury. Money is supposed to be hard. This was too easy. You're not worthy of this. That's still there. It's unworthiness. It's why when your business starts picking up and you're doing real good, all of a sudden you don't feel like checking inboxes. All of a sudden you're not posting as much as you used to. All of a sudden you're not on your game. It ain't because something wrong with the business. It's because you have to. You are wired to reaffirm your beliefs through your behavior. And your behavior is going to reinforce to you, you're not worthy of being successful. So stop trying. Ain't no point in it. You're not worthy. People blame being a procrastinator. They say, they can't commit to anything. I just can't stay focused on this and all of that. The truth of the matter is you do not believe that you are worthy of it. And it's the same thing in relationships. Y'all know that thing I always talk to y'all about, self-sabotage? That goes back to worth. You don't believe you're worthy. There is no secret one's behavior will not reveal. I want you to recognize your behavior. I tell you this all the time. If I looked at you, if I followed you around all day, if I was a fly on the wall in your house, in your car, at your job, out with your kids, your day should show me exactly what's important to you. It should show me. I want you to start recognizing your behavior. So write it down. So acknowledging your thoughts, I want you to take a week. And I want you to write down all your criticisms, all your negative thoughts that you have. Just write them down. Go back and think about the life that you want to have for yourself. And then write down, well, why don't I have it already? What are my thoughts about that thing? What is the thing? What is it telling me that I'm not worthy of, or I'm not capable of having it? Why do I believe that? What is the thing that I believe about that? Write all of it down. And then I want you to start paying attention to your behavior. Because your behavior, reinforces your belief. So what does your behavior on a day-to-day basis reinforce? What is it telling you about what you believe you are capable of, you are worthy of? Remember, it is an addiction. It is an addiction. And as long as you believe you are unworthy, you will keep proving how unworthy you are. So number 4, we already kind of went into that. Number 4 is make the connection between your thoughts and your behaviors. You got to make the connection. So when you're writing out all those negative thoughts, I want you to think about the behaviors that coincide with that. Oh, is this why I won't go back to school to get a degree? Is this why, when business starts doing good, I start doing bad? Is this why I ghost guys who are really nice to me? Is this why I can't lose the weight that I want to lose? Is this why? I was talking to somebody about going to the gym, and she was saying how she was so, because of her weight and how unfit she is, she was embarrassed to go to the gym. So that's why she doesn't work out. Who want to tell her that that's a damn lie? I already did. Y'all know I already did. Because you can work out at home, right? You can work out at home. So if it was really an issue about the gym and being embarrassed, why are you not working out at home? You know why you're not working out at home? Because you believe that you are unworthy of living in a body that you enjoy. You think you are unworthy of living in a body that you're not in pain, a body that allows you to enjoy the full richness of life. You believe you are unworthy of that. So you don't go to the gym and you don't work out at home either. And you not working out at home is to reinforce. You're going to reinforce the fact that you are too fat to go to the gym. You're going to do that at home. Because if you really wanted to work out without being embarrassed, you can work out right in your bedroom, in your damn hallway. You only need like 1 square fucking foot. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm cursing. Me, I don't know why I'm cursing. Of course, because you're Stephanie. Hello. How about that? All right. So remember that, okay? Make the connection. I want you to make the connection between your thoughts and your behavior. Make it real. Okay? Number 5 is identify the root cause. And I want to tell y'all something about this. I'm going to be completely honest. I haven't gotten down to the root cause of all my shit yet, okay? I haven't. And I don't think that that's the most important thing to do. But I believe, because my mindset is so strong and my understanding of these principles are so strong, that I don't got to keep digging, right? When it comes to me, it'll come to me, you know. But if you can start with identifying the root cause, and I have identified quite a few, okay, root causes, especially the root cause that told me that I was not worthy of love, that I was not lovable, okay, that I was unworthy of love. I've identified that root cause. And I'll tell you this, in doing all of this, if you just start with loving yourself, that will save some unworthiness in every other area of your life. Okay? That's where I started, by the way. But identify some root causes. I want you to ask yourself, who lied to me? Who lied to me? Who lied to me and told me that I was unworthy of having, being, and doing any and everything I want to do? Who lied to me? Sometimes the answer is you. Put an asterisk by that. Sometimes the answer is you. I lied to myself about love a lot. And it was because as a child, the way that you perceive things is from a child's lens, right? You don't really understand things. So once I got older, the veil started lifting. I started understanding things from an adult perspective a little bit, and realizing, hey, I done misinterpreted that my whole life, and was miserable and depressed because my little 9-year-old brain couldn't understand things from an adult perspective. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's you who have lied to you. But who lied to you? Was it the father that walked away when you were a kid, so now you believe that you're not worthy of love, that you're not lovable, that you are not good enough for anybody to stick around in your life? Was that the lie? Was it you because your first business failed, so now you've lied to yourself and said you can't be successful in business? Who lied to you? Number 6, I want you to create a new identity. This is the fun part. Because the truth of the matter is that you can have, be, and do anything you want. You get to decide what those things are. You get to decide what those things are. See, when you came into this life, you had an identity based on who your mother was, who your father was, what race they were, what country they was born in, what class they were, all of that. You had an identity. One was given to you, but now you all grown up, baby. And you get to choose. You get to create your own identity. I want you to sit down. I want you to Remember, nothing is impossible for me. Everything is available to me. Regardless, none of that shit matters. None of the past matters. I want you to write out a new you. Who am I? I'm a person who saves more money than she spends. I'm a person who is open to receive love in all its forms. I am a person who is worthy of having an amazing relationship. I am worthy of living the best, having the best of the best in my closet, in my bank account, in my driveway. I deserve the best of the best. That's who I am. I'm a hard worker. I am a money magnet. Money comes to me easily. You get to create a new identity for yourself. Affirm, number 7, affirm your new belief system through corrective action and affirmation. So now that you have decided who the new you is, the one who is worthy, right? I want you to start correcting yourself, and I want you to do it out loud. And I have watched so many videos, read books, all y'all understand I went on a whole unworthy journey, okay? And this is very important. You need to say stop to yourself. Also, let's rewind. I'm sorry. When we're talking about your new identity, I want you to talk specifically about behaviors that you're going to cut out. The other night I got an inbox in regards to a post that I had made. I had made a post that said, you can pray for him. What I say, y'all? Y'all know better than me. Shoot. I said, you can trust God and pray for him, or trust lust and seduce him. But you can't do both. I don't know where this shit be coming from, y'all. And so I got an inbox from someone, actually a couple, a couple, and I told them all the same thing, because people they said to me that was for me. But how do I stop? Right? How do I stop? And so I talked to them about it being, this is about you feeling unworthy of a man's affection, attention, love, him genuinely wanting to spend time with you, him genuinely being caring and concerned about your well-being and making you happy and all of that, having a healthy relationship with you. And so you will settle for breadcrumbs. You will beg. You will try to entice him with sex, with material things, all of that, because you don't really truly believe that you are worthy of a man's affection and attention. So you got to show him all the bells and whistles, baby. You got to come with the bells and whistles. But every time you do that, now you end up feeling worse than you already did before. Now, because your behavior will what, y'all? Reinforce that you are unworthy. And so you do that, and it reinforces to you, look how unworthy I am. I know he only came over here to have sex. He didn't come over here because he wanted to see me. He wanted that. And I know that if I hadn't offered that, he wouldn't have been here. That's what happens. Or maybe I bought him something, or I did something for him that was totally out of the way for me. It was a complete sacrifice of my time, my money, my energy, my effort. He didn't deserve it at all, but I would do anything just for a little piece of his affection, because I don't believe that I'm worthy of it without the bells and whistles. And so what I told them all is identify that behavior, right? Create a new identity that says, I don't do this anymore. I don't chase men. I don't beg men. I don't try to entice men, seduce men, convince men. And y'all know I ain't say men when I was talking to them. I don't do that anymore. That's just step number one. I've created a new identity of a woman who is open to receive. I am open to receive. And so from that point, you use your logic over your emotions to make right decisions. Remember, this is an addiction. So you can't rely on your emotions when it comes to new behaviors you're going to adopt, okay? You're going to use your logic. You're going to say to yourself, I know that I should not be doing this. I know that I need to save my money. I know that I need to, you know, not be chasing no man around. I know that I should be working my business and following these 3 steps Coach Steph keep talking about. I know logically. You know logically what is right. Right? And that's where you're going to form your new identity. This is who I am based off of the logic of what you know is right. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. So then you're going to affirm your new belief system through corrective action and affirmation. You're going to literally tell yourself, stop. So when you get that itch, you're going to call that man who ain't called you. Stop. Stop. I want you to say it out of your mouth. When you get that early, you don't say, okay, I'm going to make $5,000. I'm going to save $5,000 this month. And as soon as the little unworthy demon in you, we need a name. We need an unworthy mascot or some shit, okay? As soon as he pops up, oh no, you're not going to save $5,000. Because you're not worthy of having financial security, honey. You're not worthy of that. Spend that shit. Stop. Stop. You want to be in a relationship, but you won't be vulnerable and open to guys, talking to them, being mean to the nice guy. Stop. I want you to say stop out loud. Stop. You have to retrain your mind. You have to retrain your mind of what is okay and what's not okay. Stop. I'm not doing that anymore. Stop. That's not good for me anymore. That's a really, really good one, because your ego even responds to things when you label things as a threat to your well-being. Your ego gets on board. You know that? Your ego gets on board. You stop. That is not good for me. Your ego's like, oh. All right. Number 8. You are going to create new behaviors that support new beliefs. New behaviors that support new beliefs. Remember, think logically, not emotionally. And also remember, how do you eat an elephant? Bite by bite. I don't want you trying to overhaul your whole goddamn life in a night, powerhouse. Okay? I don't want you doing that. Bite by bite. Pick a new behavior this week. What is the new behavior? And every time you do that behavior, if you're trying to lose weight, maybe 15 minutes on the treadmill, every time you do it, reinforce to yourself some positive affirmations. I am worthy of living in a body that I enjoy. This feels good to me. I love walking on the treadmill. Okay? Or new behavior, I'm going to save $100 a week. You put that $100 in your savings account. This feels so good to me. I love saving money. You are going to choose a new action every week. I don't want you trying to even overhaul your whole life overnight. Just pick a new behavior every week. You want to eat this thing bite by bite, baby. Okay? Number 9. This is one of my favorites. to get rid of unworthiness, you are going to demolish your old beliefs using real life examples, because then you can't deny the truth anymore. So here you are, you're sitting over there, you're saying, I can never be successful. I'm a single mother with 2 kids. I can never be $1 million earner in Bye Bye Belly. You a damn lie. The $1 million earner is a single mother with 4 kids. Okay? I want you to understand that. For every single lie you have told yourself, there is a reality out here that is proving that lie wrong every single day. I want you to find the real world examples. Google, single mother buys house with 540 credit score. Like whatever it is. There is an opposite to the lie that you've been telling yourself. There is a truth. And once you discover truth, you can no longer deny it. So I want you to use real life examples. I want you to find real life examples. Oh, you can't find a husband because you need to lose 40 pounds? Bitch, look at my 600-pound life. Have you ever seen my 600-pound life? All them hoes got men. Are you crazy? You can get you got a little bit of the little fupa, okay? It's some men like that little fupa, okay? Anyway, but you can get a man. Like whatever it is that you have convinced yourself that you are unworthy of, there are thousands of people in the real world who are proving that that's a lie every day. I want you to find those examples. I want you to realize that that's a lie. Once you know that it's a lie, you can't deny it anymore. You are worthy. You are worthy. Number 10. Ooh, I just said number 9 was my favorite. I think number 10 might be my favorite. Turn opposition into opportunity to prove you are worthy. I love this one. Turn your opposition into an opportunity to prove you are worthy. See, once you get in your head that you want to be worthy, I know that I am worthy. I know that I am. My behavior hasn't shown me that yet. My thoughts ain't reflecting it yet. But, logically, mentally, I just saw Coach Steph live, and I know that I am worthy. I know that what she said is the truth. I know it is. Now I want you to flip the switch into, you know what? I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove that I am worthy. I'm going to turn every opposition to my worthiness into an opportunity for me to prove that I am indeed worthy. I am worthy. So that means that my behavior is going to reflect what it would be if I knew, if I believed in my heart, in my soul, in my mind that I am worthy. From now on, I am going to make decisions based on knowing that I am worthy, whether I feel it right now or not. I'm going to prove to me that I am worthy. I did this. And I did this when it came to self-love, and I pictured myself. I've shared this with y'all before. One of the greatest tools that I have used in my own self-healing journey is Little Stephanie. Little Stephanie is the image of me that's embedded in my brain of me as a little kid. I was really cute. I was in kindergarten, because the picture that I see is from the little kindergarten school picture. And I use Little Stephanie all the time. Because, see, if I look at Little Stephanie, I remember her. There ain't no way in hell you're going to tell me that little girl ain't worth everything in the world. All right? There ain't a kid you wouldn't tell that they couldn't have and do anything they wanted. Right? So picture yourself as a little kid. There's nothing you would tell that little kid, the little you, that they could not have, be, or do. And I use it. I asked little Stephanie to forgive me for all the bad things I told little Stephanie over the years. She wasn't good enough, cute enough, whatever enough. She didn't deserve it. She wasn't worthy of that. She wasn't capable of having it. I asked little Stephanie to forgive me. And then I made a pact with little Stephanie. Baby, big Stephanie will make all your goddamn dreams come true. Just hold on. Give me a minute. And so I turn opposition into opportunity. Every time the thought creeps up, every time the thing comes that tells me you're not worthy, you can't have, you can't do, you can't be, I say, like, hell, watch me. I'm not doing this no more. I'm not falling for that again. Now I'm going to prove that's a lie. And what that does is it rebuilds your self-esteem. That's how I rebuilt my self-esteem. Your self-esteem, I want you to understand this. Your self-esteem is you having integrity with yourself. That's the measure for your self-esteem. I don't think people realize that. I think people think your self-esteem is how pretty you think you are. Or no, that's confidence. It's totally different. Self-esteem is based on your integrity with yourself. And every time you do something against yourself, you sacrifice yourself for somebody else, you giving more effort than you getting back from some nigga, all that. You're knocking down your own self-esteem. Self-esteem is about having integrity with yourself. Doing the things that you told yourself you were going to do. That's what integrity is. That's what self-esteem is. So as soon as you start just demonstrating integrity with yourself, I'm going to love you. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to give you the things that you are worthy of having. Okay? I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to take care of you. Once you start having integrity with yourself, taking care of yourself, putting you first, okay? Showing yourself that you are worthy and capable of more, that you are not going to settle for breadcrumbs, that you are not going to be a doormat, that you are not going to watch dreams fade by. No, I'm not doing that. You will improve your self-esteem. It's just like any relationship with anybody else. If you keep telling somebody you love them but not showing them, you're going to lose respect for them. That's what self-esteem is. It's the respect that you have for yourself. It's the same thing. And that's why the little Stephanie thing works so good for me. And it probably will work really good for you too. Because I can't keep telling little Stephanie, you know, little Stephanie, I want to go on vacation. I want to live. I want to have fun. I can't tell little Stephanie she don't deserve to experience joy in life. I can't do that. I got to put a picture of me when I was in kindergarten. I was really freaking adorable, y'all. I can't say no to that face. I can't say no. I can't say no. It's a very powerful tool, okay, to use to reclaim your self-esteem and your self-worth. Okay, the little you. Number 11, I want you to reinforce your worthiness through positive messaging. Listen, y'all, there is nothing that is not available online and on YouTube. Nothing. So whatever it is that you believe that you are unworthy of, there is some type of evidence on YouTube, I'm sure of it, that you're a liar. Okay, that is not the truth. But also, even if it's not examples of the things, it's about reinforcing positive messages. So let's say you feel like You are unworthy of love because of your weight. I want you to start going to YouTube. I want you to start watching inspirational things about losing weight, things that will keep you motivated, things that help you understand weight loss journeys more, and like, you know, reinforce positive messaging about that goal, that thing that you think you are unworthy of. If it's you're unworthy of love because, you know, you just don't trust men, I want you to go watch some videos on like how to be more trusting of you know, in the dating world, right? How to create healthy boundaries and all of that. That's what I want you to do. Okay? Reinforce your worthiness through positive messaging. Does that make sense, y'all? Hi, Auntie. Everybody say hi to Aunt Baba. She said she caught my laugh. That's my auntie. Shout out to Aunt Barbara. Listen to me, y'all. None of this would be possible if it wasn't for my Aunt Barbara. My Aunt Barbara, I don't know how old I was, but she went to a network marketing event with me when I didn't really believe in myself. I believed in that opportunity, but I didn't believe in me. And she saw the $1 million earner in the front of the room, and she looked at me and she said, "Are you kidding me?" And I said, "What?" She said, "If she can do this, you can do this." Because she can't even fucking talk. That's what she said. She looked at me. She was like, "What?" So, and I never ever forgot that. Every time I wanted to quit this industry, I thought about my auntie and her belief in me. If she can do this, you can do it. I'll never forget. All right, number 12, y'all. I'm on time tonight, y'all. I said this was going to be an hour long. All right. Number 12, choose the new. Ooh, yes. Listen, y'all. Langston Hughes, one of my a quote that I love is, "The only way to get a thing done is to start to do it, then keep on doing it until it's finally done." So number 12 is choose the new until it is no longer a choice. It just is. Quote me, okay? Because I made that shit up. Quote me. Choose the new until it is no longer a choice and just is. That's what you're going to do every single day. You're going to choose your logic over your emotions, because now you know that the feeling of unworthiness is an addiction. Unworthiness is an addiction. And as long as you keep yourself unaware of that, you will keep feeding that beast. Okay? You will keep feeding it. Your behavior will keep reinforcing that you are unworthy. But now you know better. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. There is nothing I cannot have, be, or do. I forgive myself for not recognizing how unworthy I believed I was before. But now I know better. I am worthy. And I can have it all. I love you.